Hello, Athena Montessori Academy. You recently completed this landing form on our Montessori Marketing Strategies website, requesting a review of your website regarding the 8 essential website trust signals. So I put together a list of the trust signals on the left here, so we can kind of use those as a guide. And I spent some time going through your website to kind of look for those and get a better feel for what your website's all about. Overall, the content's good. The website it meets a lot of the website trust signals, so we'll just kind of go through them in order. So contact information. I saw that you have a contact tab here with some of the information available. Your phone number up here, while it exists, it could be a little bit bigger. And then it kind of led me to find kind of an overall arching challenge with your website in that it's a little bit difficult to navigate and use on a mobile device. So while the phone number is visible here, clearly on a desktop, when I was looking on it on my mobile phone, which is an iPhone, um, I wasn't able to tap on it to place the call directly. I would have had to try and copy it out. So adding the functionality in there so that people can just navigate straight from their phone to tap on the phone number to make a call makes it a lot easier for prospective parents to reach out to you. Um, and I noticed that you also have a schedule a parent tour, what we call call to action tab up here, which I think is great. A lot of Montessori schools are missing that, and the fact that you're really kind of drive parents to that is a good thing. But again, there's a challenge here because when I was navigating on this mobile device, I wasn't able to kind of move this embedded form up and down on the device. And so I was never actually able to reach this submit button, which is a big challenge. And if you're doing any kind of marketing beyond just kind of word of mouth, then a large number of the prospective parents coming to your site will be coming to it on a mobile device. So it's really important to kind of make decisions around your website based on mobile device users. The second part of this form that I would kind of consider making some modifications to is just the general amount of information that you're required parents to fill in before they can actually submit a tour request. And of course, a lot of this, you want to take into consideration your overall demand for tours and your overall capacity within your school. If you're doing a lot of tours and it makes sense to ask for a lot of information to help you better qualify the parents. But if you have a lot of open spaces within your classrooms and you're not getting as many tours as you would like, then I would consider reducing some of the information that you request within the tour form itself. Because a lot of this is actually information that you can capture during the tour process or prior to the tour process. But the goal of this form is generally just to help you start that conversation with the parent, right? So I would think about eliminating things like student information and then parent or guardian information, and just having something really basic around, first name, last name, email address, phone number, and what's the best time to contact you to schedule a tour. That way, the person that you have reaching out from your school can start to gather some of this information over the phone from the parents, rather than requiring the parents to fill that out directly on the phone themselves. And that helps to reduce a lot of the friction that we see when parents are trying to decide which school they actually want to take a look at. So overall, the contact information is present, but there's things that I think you could do to help improve the flow and make it easier for parents who have mobile phones to use. The second element on here is Ssl Security. You have it, so that's good. That's really all you need. It's done correctly. Photo use. Do you use authentic photos or stock images? We've seen a lot of Montessori schools who haven't really invested in professional website design use stock images, so you start to see a lot of the images over and over again on the sites. But it looks like to me that these look like authentic photos, and we think that's a good thing, and lends to a lot of credibility, so that when parents see the photos of your school and they go to visit it, there's some consistency there. Accreditations, your AMS, you're an AMS school, so which is great. Anybody who understands what Montessori is will immediately see that and understand that your school is accredited there. The one thing I would think about a little bit is, and this page is great, by the way. This having this entire page with all of your staff really helps build a lot of credibility and trust right away as well. Um, but thinking about how you can kind of call out each administrator, each teacher's individual accreditations, I think would also go really well. So this is kind of hidden in the text, this block text here, but this is what really parents are looking for. This is kind of the core information: is what are the backgrounds, what are their qualifications, because these are the people that they're potentially going to be trusting to educate their children. The fifth thing is privacy policy. I don't see it. Generally, we see the privacy policy linked to in the footer, which just basically explains to parents how they're going to handle their confidential information and what their policies are around, especially in the information that might be captured through the website on the contact forms or the schedule a tour form. I couldn't find a privacy policy here, so I assume that just means that there's one that's missing. So I would certainly encourage you to put a privacy policy in place and link that within your footer on your website. Social media engagement. So you've got a Facebook page, which is certainly the most important form of social media promotion within Montessori schools, because that's where a large where most prospective parents go. Most prospective parents are Facebook users, and you do a pretty good job here. The fact that you've got um, 15 reviews, with 5 out of 5 score is really really good. That's certainly something that builds instant credibility with your audience. There's a few things here that I think could be improved a little bit, though. The last video that was posted was back in 2015, and video is becoming a really important piece of content. They say if a picture's worth 1,000 words, and video is worth another 10,000 words. And it's really a nice way to kind of show off your school and show off your classrooms. And then I noticed a couple of things that weren't necessarily consistent with your school. It looks like there's some promotion for this Life Keto Martial Arts and Parent and Life Education's workshop. Unless this is something that I wouldn't directly publish on a Montessori Facebook page, it might be useful in a parent email newsletter. But essentially what your Facebook page is just kind of a way to show the world on social media what your school is all about. So sharing content that's very specific to your school is a better way to promote it than to kind of help promote other businesses that you might support. Student achievements and assessments. Generally, that's something that we like to put right on the homepage of the site. And I was having a little trouble finding anything around student achievement here, which is not always the easiest thing to produce from a Montessori perspective. There's not a lot of schools do a lot of testing, but there are a lot of things that you could think about from a kind of an Montessori environmental perspective, right? The kind of the prepared environment that your classroom is structured around is a very good thing to kind of show off and put front and center. And then any kind of other kind of special things that you guys do. We've seen, some Montessori schools will do different types of recitals. Other Montessori schools will do, different type of cultural events and stuff like that. So having some information around that, especially if you can get it into video format, is something that could be really useful in terms of showing off your school. And this 8th one, social proof, this is very similar to social engagement. And actually, your social proof is very good, but your social engagement is lacking a little bit. So, you don't get a lot of people, interacting with the post that you put here. There's only 2 likes here or 3 likes here, which means that you're probably not sharing the right type of content that the parents or prospective parents are looking for. And again, it goes back to sharing kind of video content could be a really great way to do that. Or sharing any kind of classroom information, showing kind of projects and stuff like that, is a really good way to build social engagement, because you do actually have very, very good social proof. That's kind of it from the the audit perspective, overall, you do have very, very good content. If there was one thing that I could leave you with in terms of the biggest improvement you can make to your website, it would be to make it mobile friendly. So it's very easy to navigate on a mobile device and access information. And then think about utilizing video as much as you possibly could. So if you have any questions, we're always happy to help. If you need some help trying to grow your school and fill your classrooms up, feel free to schedule a call with me. There's a link to my calendar right below this video. And of course, you can always respond to the email. We'd be happy to share any of the other strategies that we've used with the other Montessori schools that we work with to help them grow their schools as well. Thank you.